Hello and welcome back. So, I really don't need that one anymore. Um, I believe I had set up the rest of this turn, and I ended the turn, so basically I've shifted everything into blood magic currently, because the overall plan is, since I have the lower throne, and I picked up Skogu, or whatever his name is, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. The different markings on the foreign letters will always throw me off. This should be enough. I'm looking at level 5 to 6 here. That looks to be 1200 for a complete 5 to 6. 1200 plus 115. I should have a little left over, but I'm just going to go ahead and push it anyways. And what we're going to do is... Damn, I need 7. Okay, so I'm going to have to push a little farther than what I thought. That's going to take me a few extra turns. But what I'm going to do is push towards Curse of Blood so that I can begin utilizing all these blood slaves that I have. Normally I just save up a bunch for my communions later, but this is not the worst thing in the world, and it kind of upsets me because I realized when I talked about the different pretender option builds, I never did mention that you can just go ahead and build your pretender to cast Curse of Blood with the plan of vampire factories being your late game. That's my bad there, guys. So we can see a battle in Jane Keep. We really don't care. It looks like Ulm is getting smashed at this point. Battle in Anberg. Obviously, there's not much to see here other than the fact that I know how I'm going to take this out eventually. I'm basically going to script up a bunch of guys with Soul Slay. Now that doesn't work on mindless beings. Are these mindless by any chance? Yes, they are. So I've got to have something to take out all the damn chaff here as well, because they all do have minds. But basically, when I do pass an MR check, I'll just auto-kill the monolith here, because it is 999 damage, armor negating. But as long as they pass the magic resistance check, then they're pretty good. It is a little worrying because he does have access to Iron Will, so he can bring this up to 21. I'm going to need a fair number of casters to take this, but I know how to take it at this point. I did give some thought there overall. And yeah, the Tanir Narog is just actually smashing them at this point. So a group of Zealots has joined my armies, which is terrible. That should be a negative event. I don't know why you would ever want the Zealots. We'll look at them momentarily. 192 gold. Alright, what's this, our third or fourth gold event overall in the game? I think it's our fourth. And even though that's a small pittance of gold, it's what's going to continue to fuel the little bit of infrastructure I'm actually now wanting to provide, because I'm basically out of money at this point in the game. However, I'm still running I'm still running in the black at this point. I'm not running into the red as far as gold goes. I'm pulling in about 400 a turn, and once I finish up my infrastructure, which is going to basically be 2 more temples, that's pretty much going to be all stuff that I can just sit on and make more mages with. Eventually, though, I'm going to have mages turn off, and I'll probably have to go on some sort of war at that point. So it looks like they've discovered one of my scouts, so let's go ahead and take a peek at the horrible, horrible flagrants. They are sacred. They come with afflictions automatically. It's various afflictions because they beat themselves to death. The main problem with them is, sure, I would like to use them as chaff overall at some point, but you're going to look here into the morale, and they are costing me 4 gold a year each. So that's 4 times 33. That's going to be 120, 132. It's going to be 132 gold I'm spending a year on these guys. I don't want to spend 132 gold a year on them because they're not worth it. They're not worth it in any way, shape, or form. So I'm actually moving some of the pathless guys up here. We're going to grab them and just throw them over here. Hopefully, if I get like a small little army of them, they can take out some of those guys right there. That would at least be semi-useful. Other than that, we're just basically doing the same thing we have been the whole time, which I'm going to add. I'm putting up palisades here. which means I am going to put in some defense. This is not a ton, but this is all the troops I have on hand. I want to keep researching because I want to hit all these research goals before I go to war. The fact that I'm not at war yet is actually just pretty surprising. I also currently have 6 temples. You can see your number of temple checks here. And every 10, you're going to get an extra Dominion strength. Remember, I built 6 into my Pretender, plus I've got 5. That's going to give me 1 extra. So I want to go ahead and push that up to 8, and I'm going to need 4 more temples to do it. Fortunately, I am building a temple here, and I am building a temple here. And then what I will probably do is put the last 2 temples right down here. This is going to give me a little bit of a bulk work over here, and this is hopefully going to eventually close this river when it's not the summertime. The reason I'm going to be putting them down here is because we're looking at the populations here, which is 5,240 and 4,830. And those are actually pretty important, especially since there's some growth scales here. Hopefully I'll just get over that 5,000 mark, because this is where I'm going to be blood hunting at with my vampires when they are not making more vampires. Considering that vampires are immortal, I obviously want my Dominion wherever I am going ahead and blood hunting with them, and that also means to use them defensively, which I will be using them defensively as well. I'm going to want good Dominion across my area, and you can see I've got okay Dominion. Obviously, I'm gaining ground slightly down here in the south. I'm not gaining a lot of ground. However, I'm not gaining any real ground over here. I thankfully have not only the lower throne, but the Throne of Winter, so I'm getting 2 extra checks that are temples I don't need. So that'll mean I can hunt basically in safety with my vampires here, and even if somebody should happen to kill them, no big deal. The other thing I'm really looking at is I'd love to scoop up some of Ulm's lands. I think Ulm is pretty weak at this point, and in fact we're actually going to walk around and see if they are fairly weak. I'm going to just go ahead and consider that that is the case. I don't want to actually bump with Tanir and Harag, though, when they're fighting. If I do that, that's basically going to mean that TNN, which one was that? It's Giant Keep. That's a pretty good army, actually. Hopefully they take that back. Because if nothing else continues for another year or so, I'll basically have all the magic I really need, and I'm kind of getting bored. So I'll probably try to take this and move down here towards Ulm's capital, and basically take Ulm out of the game while taking some of their lands. Right now, I'm just not going to do it because, well, there's no point not to. This, as boring of a game as it is basically the optimal setting for Sauromatia. You're looking at, this is as good as it gets right here. Is I just basically sit here and just spam mages until I have every spell in the game, and then I can just basically do whatever I want. I mean, there's certain keystones that I'm actually wanting overall, but that really is the gist of the entire nation. A couple other things we're looking at. I'm still forging skull staffs with him right now. I want to get all of my gems used up into skull staffs because I will use those Death 1 mages as some Death 2 mages for some protection here. Obviously, I'm not really going to be able to afford the Inaris right now, so that's going to be kind of a pipe dream at this point, unless I take some land and go to war with somebody. Which, if I go to war right now, is honestly going to be a lot of defense, while I muster up some troops to actually go with my army. So having that as a bulk work will be nice. However, I will point out that here, 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 and here, these are the only 4 that I have left to site search with my Inaris. So I have basically found, and I will after this turn literally have 2 provinces left, I will have found all of the Astral 1 and Death 2 sites within my empire. Meaning all I have left then are my Nature 2, which really aren't that many left at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've got to do this one too. I forgot about that. 5. So I've got way over half my empire site searched with the Nature 2. We can expect a Nature gem at least out of all of these provinces. But I'm not really holding my breath for much more than that. Obviously, I don't have any Boy, I'm just having brain farts. Obviously, I don't have any water guys running around site searching. Literally, I've only site searched these two provinces with them. And that's because I just built the one. Obviously, I could have thrown some little extra gold into grabbing up another version of this quite a few turns ago, and then I could have had, some more site searching done. However, I got the Mage of Winter, and the Mage of Winters are actually going to site search at Water 2, which is going to give me a better chance of finding all of those water sites. I mean, honestly, you can go back through and research them after you hit 6, and you can do the water bracelets. So that's the water booster, and it only takes water 1 to forge, which means I can get water 2s with my nation overall. I'm just, why push to the construction 6 right now? Most of the other stuff that I want there I can't build, so it's not going to do me a whole lot of good. Infrastructure-wise, I'd really like to be able to get some Earth versions of these as well. I don't know if that's really ever going to happen. We'll see. I do have luck if I get a 1,000 or 2,000 gold event. Obviously, that pays for these two temples right here, and then I can literally probably throw the 500 gold into this. As it stands now, it's going to take me about 4 turns to dig up gold for the temples down here, because I'm currently putting 2 here. It's going to give me my Dominion Strength 8, and it's going to be where I will be hunting with my Immortal Vampires. So, that's pretty much that. Wow, one battle went 52 turns long. Alright, so how many more turns do I need? I need 2 more turns for vampires, vampire lords. Looks like we found a magic site. That is good. What did we get? A burial mound. There's a death gem, which is good because I've only found 1 death gem out of all of these provinces. That's the second one I found. We got a battle in Arnberg. They might have won. We're gonna watch that battle. I don't think they did win. That's where the 52 is gonna be, and the auto route is going to be them. They can't kill the monolith. That's just. I'll actually be surprised if they can take this, but they just did me a big favor overall here. And then I attack it with a couple of Pathless Soothsayers. I didn't want to run them back to grab other ones. I'll keep getting Pathless guys. These are always good. At least since I don't have the growth, I'm scaling my income ever so slightly. Dominion -2, that is not good at all. Especially more out on this end of things. So that's where most of their army looks like it retreated to. So let's go ahead and watch this battle and just see if I should be worried about them actually getting this throne. I really wonder who else is throwing those little blue lightning right there. You know what, we're going to start that over one more time because I'm wanting to see where those are coming from. That is out of you guys. Really? I thought that was the lightning bolt strike. Oh, when they hit, they cause the lightning bolts. Duh. It's got 2 sets of graphics for the single. Yeah, I was incredibly confused about that. Obviously, not so confused now. But we're going to see if they even have a chance of taking this monolith out. And should I be worried? Because I have enough mages between my capital and right below here to where I could definitely take this now that he's basically, not basically, since he has wiped out all the troops here. I mean, they just have no ability to kill something like this. They're going to just have to keep getting lucky and getting crits on him over and over and over again. Now, see? Oh, that must be TNN. They casted that. So you can see right here, this is the Astral Shield effect. These guys are getting paralyzed. This guy's paralyzed 5. This guy is paralyzed 1. So even when you surround him with a bunch of very low troops like they're doing... Oh, wow, they've already got a affliction on him, huh? So, they're routed already. What is still dealing damage? Oh, the little elemental. Well, the elemental, that must be, I'm guessing a morale check then, because it was not getting paralyzed, but maybe you can't paralyze them because they're lifeless. Alright, so they actually might be able to kill the monolith. Maybe I should think about going and grabbing that. It's really weird that this is not a attack that does not count strength in. What the heck? Was there any other messages we need to... Oh, yeah, I guess we can just look right here. Here we got the burial mound. Hooray. Alright, so I've got like 3 sites left with them. I can go up there and actually site search that next. Hopefully we can get some water gems going here. That would be fantastic. Alright, again, we're just going to continue forging skull staffs. Obviously, I don't have enough guys to throw them on right now. I should probably start producing some somewhere, though. There we go. There's another one. This will also slightly boost my research, but in the scheme of things, does that really matter? I swear I thought I built more than 3 of you guys. Yeah, there's one more down here. 2 more down here, okay. So that's at least giving me something to do with all these death gems. Let's go ahead and move you guys down here. And we should be able to pick up basically all of these guys right here. I really hope my Palisades gets done, because that is not a force that can fight whatever they have sitting there, which is a buttload of very strong units. Yeah, see, they've lost ground to basically not only Tanir and Narog, but to Oceania as well. Yeah, I really shouldn't complain, because this really is like the optimal situation you could find yourself in. Like, the AI's just not going to touch you, so we'll just go ahead and do whatever you want. Unfortunately, it is quite boring. Oh, that's not going to work because I'm moving through 2 sets of forests there. Go ahead and do up another skull staff. I guess I can start looking for some water sites with her. How many do I have? 3, 6. Should be good. I'm really gonna hope that nothing actually does happen to her, because, you know, if I just happen to lose some of them at some point or something like that, you know, I just don't want to have to really worry about it. Wow, treasury of 96. I thought I had more gold incoming than that. So I might actually be pretty damn close to gold capped right here. I was pretty sure I was getting about 400 a turn there. So maybe I actually need events not just to build some temples, but to basically keep my infinite little spam here going. I really could have been quite a bit luckier on the events here overall. So do I want to consider coming up here and trying to take that out? Because, what would I need? Tham 6? No, Tham 5. Should I delay my vampires? Let's just go ahead and take a peek at the Thrones of Ascension. Do we happen to see anybody... Again, if this is the Throne of Knowledge, it's nice having the 2 checks, but that's not going to be terribly effective for my my nation, while this one will be ridiculously good to get my hands on. Yeah, I think at this point, considering they just took everything out, I do go for Tham 5. So here's a 4, and I'm halfway done. Oh, a little over halfway, so that's 700. 900. 3 to 4 is going to be what? Is it 350, 450, somewhere in that area? I'm trying to remember, and I can't. I think it's 350, so that would be 1250. Yeah, we're just going to throw everything I have to ensure that I get it this turn. And next turn, I'll move literally everybody out of here. I'll have to quit researching for a couple turns. But that will basically hand me another throne province. Hopefully I'll be done with this semi-soon. Because they're throwing a lot of troops at it, and I really don't want to go to war with them. They're actually pretty much a pain in the ass. No, they're not pretty much. They are a pain in the ass. And they're actually a very large empire as far as the AI goes. They're probably going to be the biggest AI in the game right now. Depends how far Yomi cut down into here. Even if Yomi did, I don't think Yomi's bigger. This is a pretty concentrated area, though. But if you kind of look at their borders, this is like going to be the borders of Tanir Narag. I mean, that's not insignificant. That's 20-some provinces right there. Alright, so, yeah, looks good. So, Thaumaturgy is done, and we went over by a fair amount, but that's to be expected. Oh no, did they take it out? Okay, so this is Enslave Mind. Whenever you actually gain units in a battle, what you're going to see is 0 on the side over here, right? And you're going to see a negative number here, which means they actually gained the units instead of losing them. Pretty funny. Obviously, they can't take out the monolith, even with a massive army like that. I'm just going to watch it because I think this is funny. Unfortunately, every time he does that, that's something that I have to now fight, I have to try to soul slay instead of ignoring, like I'd like to. Where is the Enslaved Mines? There it goes, right there. You see him popping it right towards the end. Okay. Whatever. It should be mine very shortly. 1 fire gem. That's terrible. I'm losing all of my scouts. I'm losing my sight on the world here. Looks like I can go ahead and forge up a bunch of skull staffs still. Are those the last 2? I think those will be the last 2 overall, though. Which means I actually need to make some more out of one of my other forts. Now see, I'm up to 372 gold again, and I mean, nothing should have turned off. Maybe something did turn off. Let me check my forts. And this is another real pain in the asses. I can't tell without going through all of these forts to tell who stopped producing this turn. I don't know. I just really have no idea. So go ahead and site search. Move you over there. I should have produced a Water 2 Mage, and we're going to head them in that direction. That's probably the last of the Water 2 Mages I want. Honestly, 135 gold, considering it's slow to recruit, is not that bad of a gold strain overall. It's really not, and the Mage of Winter, you know, all of the seasonal mages, because there is a throne for each season. Spring is air and nature, I believe. There's the Mage of Winter, who you can obviously see. The Mage of Summer is Fire Earth, I believe. And then there's the Mage of Fall, which is Death Earth. So that means fire is actually fire and... I don't know. Don't remember what the secondary thing is. You know, obviously the primary attribute for Summer is going to be 2 fire and 1 of something else. The primary of Fall, when everything is actually starting to die, is 2 death, and it's 1 earth, I believe. Spring is 2 nature, 1 era, I'm pretty sure. Not positive on that, though. But overall, when you look at it, because it's slow to recruit, it's not going to strain me too much to make those compared to just pumping out more Soothsayers. But I am going to just pump out more Soothsayers. Not like I have to or anything like that. Alright, go ahead and site search. You run your happy ass down here because we want to get these last couple temples up so that I can, when I get my vampire counts, I can begin, whoops, wrong one. I can begin researching with them. Okay, do I really want to look through these guys yet? You know what? We're going to try to get through those because that's going to be a real pain in the ass. I'm going to have to script a bunch of guys. In fact, I might call this video. I spent a lot of time talking at the beginning of it, so maybe it wouldn't have ended up too short. Oh, wait. Where was the other guy? Alright, so we'll come down here and site search that out. Alright, so this is all I have left. So I got a ton of scripting to do. And when I say a ton, that is not an exaggeration. It is literally a metric ton. Okay, so not literally, but whatever. Actually, you're not diseased, are you? You are mute, so I don't want to bring this guy with me, actually. Mostly because the first guy in the turn order is very easy to see. Right here, it goes in this order. This is going to be the order that my mages cast if I put them all into battle. And it's really easy to see right here because the top guy casts first. Due to the fact that he actually has halved magic skills, I don't want to boost him up, because when I try to do that with my Light of the Northern Stars, well, actually I don't need Light of the Northern Stars because I need 3 here. Well, whatever, we're still going to... And this will be like the first battle in 2 years. Wow, amazing. Sure, people are not banging their heads against their desk going, come on already, get done with it. Oh, damn, I'm probably not going to guarantee... Well, they'll give me some arrow catchers on the front line, all of those crappy little zealots. Hopefully their watchers will take them out with some lightning strikes and not kill too many of my Amazons, which I'd actually like to go ahead and save. Alright, so this is my army. And yes, I've got to go through and script it all, and that's going to be a real pain in my ass. Is there anybody else that needs a turn right here? No. I guess we'll watch the beginning of the next video so I can just go ahead and then I'll script it right before I attack right here. Looking... How many skull staffs do I have? I got 2 in here and I'm making a bunch more, right? Yes. This is where I've got a larger concentration of mages and actually more troops. So what I'll probably do is put my death mages here to supplement the fact that this is not a great of a stronghold as basically my other 2 forts. It's the last satellite that came online, and I didn't even get this fort till just a few turns ago. And this one, as you can see, that satellite fort is still not even done. So, all right. Watch, this is gonna be a turn Oceania declares war on me. Oh, wow! Magic sites, Labyrinth of Skulls, good. That's another. Death Gem, and Mercury Pond is very good. That's actually a 2 water. That's really nice because the single water mages can actually find a 2 magic gem site, which is going to be great overall. Whoops. Dominion change again. Man, what is it with all these Dominion changes? Hopefully that's not too deep into my area. A treasure's been found, 525, so that should pay for both my temples this turn. And I get a Shade Mail Harby gun. That is going to be actually not so great for this nation overall, but I love the Shade Mail. I think it's one of the very fantastic items added to the game from Dominions 3 to Dominions 4. And I guess we can just go ahead and take a quick peek at it. It's Stealth 20, and you're going, alright, well, basically, you know, all of the items in this game that have stealth are shit. And you would not exactly be generally wrong. So if we just go ahead and take a look at, you know, some of the stealth items, you're going to see Stealth Boost plus 30 on this, though. Does that have stealth? No. Where are some of the other Stealth Boost items? Stealth Boost Ranger Boots. So I'm not going to just keep looking for items. There are more. And you're going to notice that this does not say Stealth Boost. It just literally says Stealth 20. Because this is the only item in the game that will actually let you give a commander stealth that does not naturally have it. The rest of those items take commanders, and it makes it harder for the opponent to find them. These are ridiculously good if you can get them on a good SC nation. If I had a pair of them, I'd actually probably throw them on some thugs, which I still might do. You're going to see the protection's not terribly great on it. The protection that you get from this is basically your opponent has a harder time finding you on the battle map. It's much better in multiplayer than what you're going to see here. I've got a lot of crap items too, like the Black Steel Full Plate, which I will never use. So let's go ahead and basically go ahead and just set this damn turn up. Go ahead and have you research for the turn. So here's the Mercury Pond. That is 2 water gems, which is great because so far, I mean, I actually ended up with 3 water gems, but it's 2 of them are due to an event that comes because of the Throne of Winter, and the other one actually comes from the Throne of Winter itself. My 4th gem is actually out of my capital, of course, so that actually gives me some water income, which makes me very, very happy. Yeah, why don't we just tell all you guys to wait for a moment because I'm going to script you off of screen. So go ahead and site search that. We're really almost done with my site searching at this point. I'm a little nervous about sending one of my 2 nature ones over here because they're actually fairly valuable and I don't want to dig for any more. And I don't want them getting trapped in here with a bunch of Yomi's army sitting right next door. I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyways, though. Do I have anywhere else I can then suicide troops to? Not really. Honestly, the game could basically be won. We know this is a level 2 throne. Boom, we've got a throne right here. If I can literally just take that and then get into the water and get this. And you're going to say, well, you know, underwater war is pretty damn hard to do, right? And yeah, that's generally true. Whoops, wrong one. Did they move the... Yeah, they moved actually what level it was at, so... Maybe it was enchantment. Yeah. Hang on a second. Sorry. Here you've got Thetis Blessing, which allows all troops in the world to enter the seas. This enchantment lasts till someone dispels it or the caster dies. And it only is going to take 5 water. What do you know? My god can cast it, meaning I can basically make it where all my troops just walk underwater for it. Oh, are we really that damn close to 7? I might be able to hit my vampires this turn, which would be nice. So what am I going to do with you then? I guess I'll just stick them on my border forts, just because. No real reason. Well, I guess the real reason is maybe it will slightly dissuade the AI from attacking it, and if they do attack it, then I've actually got something there that will die rather than my regular troops and such. No, it's not a terribly useful thing to do with them, but I don't really have anything else I can do with them overall. I guess I could start using some of these water gems. Forge up some pebble staffs or something. That's a item that I'd rather not use because I have other uses for these water gems, like mini bottles of living water, which I should be getting in the near future. Alright, so you did find me a burial mound, so we need to come over here, and that will be the last area for my Inaris to site search. Alright, so that is it, minus this giant scripting ball that I have to do. And this is probably 60 to 100 mages, and I don't feel like doing that right here. I should have given one of them a clam of pearls anyways to get Light of the Northern Star up. It would have been less fatigue heavy on all of my communion slaves. Whatever. I forgot I didn't grab one. Actually, it would have probably been best because Tanir Narog apparently really wants that throne. How many did they have left after that battle? Whoops, that is... oh yeah, I couldn't see it that turn. Okay, so anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to script this up. I'll probably come back to the video literally right where it's at here and just show you the scripting and then end the turn. That's not normally something I do. I just end the turn and then set up the next turn. However, since I'm going to just kind of go through the scripting here just so you guys can see it, I'll do it that way. So, see you later.